Hello. Welcome into another episode. I'm trying to make sure my mic is on. Of Farm to Fame. I am Kelsey Wingert. That is Peter Moylan in Australia, and that is Maddie Mass in Jersey City. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. What's up?
Nothing. Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. Back from the parents, now back in Jersey City.
Quiet New Year's?
Quiet New Year's. Just hung in because New York City's not doing the best on the pandemic front.
Very true.
But overall, can't complain. Played Bino against Emily.
Who won?
Emily. No shame. I've played a lot in the office. She crushed me.
And you've never played before?
Never played before.
That's fun. That's fun for you.
That's good.
Yeah. That's bragging rights for months in my house, by the way.
Yeah, she said she doesn't want to play again because there's no risk, right?
She's like, I got it. Why would I?
Brilliant. Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my New Year's Eve because, like New York, Australia is dealing with a bit of an Omicron issue, and we are trying to avoid it like the plague because my daughter and wife have to leave in 2 days and need a negative test to get on the plane.
Oh.
So we cancelled our New Year's plans and have been just driving around in the sunshine and going to see beaches and animals and staying away from people, basically. So it's been a fun few days. Not really.
You saw some kangaroos?
I saw some kangaroos. I saw some koalas. Played some mini golf. As I said, went to multiple beaches upon multiple days. It's been really cool.
Do you watch Shark Tank?
Shark Tank? Yes.
Yeah. Did you see the Shark Tank episode where the guys had the golf clubs, but instead of swinging the golf club, you threw it like a lacrosse?
Oh, no.
Like a lacrosse ball, but they wanted you to play it like alongside golf. You saw that episode, Maddie?
I have in every single episode.
Yeah. Gosh.
It's a great show.
It's a great show.
How'd you feel about that product? Because they didn't get a deal. I don't think they got a deal.
They did not get a deal. And I agreed. I don't know how many sharks were saying this, but they said, golf is like the proper respect game, and going out there flinging lacrosse golf balls around wouldn't fly in a lot of courses.
You want my opinion as a golfer? I think it's disrespecting the game of golf. I think there's improvements to be made to other sports, but I think golf is fine just the way it is. You don't need to add anything to it. They've already tried to add frisbee golf to old golf courses, which is cool. Love that. But to have people just choose a different sport. You don't have to mix two sports. Like, you don't have to combine two sports. You're not going to have baseball and football combined and go, can start a new sport. No, just leave lacrosse over there and leave golf over there, and let's just move on. That's why you didn't get a deal.
All right. I'm so glad that we worked through that together.
So if you need me, Mark Cuban, I'm ready. I don't have any money, but I can invest your money, someone.
We need to come up with an episode where we are pitching ideas to each other as sharks, but they could be like trade proposals or something.
Done.
Yeah. And see if we can. Okay. For New Year's, we went over to our friends in our small group's house, and they had, the husband's name is Jeff, and he had 12 games all lined up, and it was called A Minute to Win It. And each game took a minute, and they were the most random games in the world, and it was so much fun.
Have you seen that show? There's a show called Minute to Win It.
Oh, no.
Did you do the twerking with the ping pong balls? They got to pop out.
No, this was our small group. No twerking.
It's church.
Yeah.
I didn't know what small group was.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know either. I just thought you had
small group at our church.
I thought it was just limited amount of people.
Yeah, no, for the pandemic, I thought you were like, oh, it's a small group. Okay.
No, it's like church. Our church has small groups, and this is young couples, and it's really cool because we're all really good friends now. But so yeah, we hung out on New Year's, and the husband had this all lined up, and it was so much fun. But we played one game where the first game you have 3 cups of water, and there's a ping pong ball on top, and you have to blow it in each cup back and forth. There was one we had a popsicle stick and you had to stack 6 dice on the popsicle stick while it was in your mouth. They were just like random games. Anyway, so that was fun.
They're awesome. We play those all the time.
Georgia and Alabama in the national championship game. Who y'all got?
I can say I have no idea. I'll go Georgia because Alabama seems to win a lot. So
I'm going to go Georgia because if I don't say Georgia, I may lose my fan base in Atlanta. So let's go Georgia.
You heard it here first. We're going to get into the opener. If you guys saw on social media, Peter Moylan and the Melbourne Aces had a pretty exciting news week. Peter, I will let you explain what's going on because it's really freaking cool.
Okay, so a month ago when I got here, the first day I went down to training, I saw a young lady throwing a bullpen by the name of Genevieve Beacom. And I had met Genevieve before and I'd seen her before, but I was so impressed with what she was able to do that I continued to follow her and realized that she is going to make my team for the Melbourne Aces this year. So we signed her to a development contract. She's 17 years old. A lot of people want to know she throws between 80 and 84 miles an hour. She's left-handed. She's got a great curveball and can throw a changeup on cue when she needs to. I went out and watched her pitch in our local league here, which was the league that I was playing in when I signed to come over to America. And she threw 4 innings against my old team and gave up 1 run, picked a guy off. Her pitch sequencing was amazing. She knew how to pitch and she knew what she was doing out there. And I was just so impressed. And you know, a lot of people are going to look at this and say that the only reason she's on the squad is because she's a girl, but I can honestly wholeheartedly say that the reason she's on the squad is because she's in the best 25, 26 players in Melbourne, and I picked her.
I love that, Peter.
It's incredible. I cannot wait for you guys to see what she can do because at this young age too, and she's still got more developing to do. She's just started in the weight room. You know, and all she wants to do is be a baseball player. She loves baseball. She wants to go to college. She wants to play professionally if she can. But she doesn't want the story to be the fact that she's a girl. She just wants to be that she's a baseball player.
I love that. And Pete, you, man, I mean, I tell everybody this, you're like the biggest advocate for women. And I know that you're a girl dad, so it's personal for you as well. But man, I mean, just the way that you've supported me through my career and women in sports and being so vocal about that. And I mean, you are just you've always been such an advocate. And it's so cool to see you go out and do this because it's going to be really cool to follow that story. And we're going to have that. The source.
It's not about me though, but I appreciate that.
I know it's not, but I appreciate you. Like, I just appreciate how your brain operates. You know?
I didn't have a choice. Look, I didn't have a choice. She impressed me. Like it's been a while since I've seen something as exciting as this. And it's all I talked about when I came home.
We should have her on one episode.
We should definitely have her on. We will. We can do that for sure.
She said Garrett Cole's her favorite player.
The pitcher. Yeah. I actually met Genevieve when I was with Kansas City. She came over with a touring Australian team, and I had that team in the dugout in Baltimore, and I met them in the dugout, and I met her, and I met the rest of the team, and so I knew of her beforehand, but to see what she's been able to do in the last 4 or 5 years, and develop and mature, and nothing stopped her. A lot of the time, I guess. I've had 3 daughters, so I've seen the progression of the lack of interest in sport hits a point, and then it's just like, okay, there's other things that I'm interested in now. Whereas she seemed to have just gained interest in the sport of baseball. So it's really good, and she's getting rewarded for it. It's great.
That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
That is so good. I can't wait to just be able to talk to you about that throughout the season. So what is the developmental team? Is that kind of like the minor league team?
It's like the junior guys that get to come and train with the senior guys. So if you're on the development squad, you've been on a Victorian team, state team, under 16s, under 18s, under 14s, and they get a chance to come and train with us. And they'll be there on game days. And when we're at home, the development kids get to play in games against the other guys. And so if there's a game where you need a shortstop and you've got a development kid, you can throw the development kid in there and he can play a couple of innings.
Do you have to like add them to a roster or anything?
They're already on the roster. They're already on the roster as development players. That's the advantage of having a series at home, is that you can have development players on the bench.
Do you wish they did that over here?
No, it's a great thing for the level that we're at. But I don't think you'd have 6 minor league guys sitting on the bench just in case they get a chance to get a chance. But over here, it's perfect because, you know, you get to see kids at a level and they get to experience a level that they might not be ready for just yet, but they get to see what it's going to take for them to improve and get ready for it.
Yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
When would that season be starting?
Friday.
Okay. And is it just postponed or has it been officially?
No, we have our first game on Friday.
Oh my gosh. Y'all are starting on time.
We are starting it was supposed to start in November, but we've now scheduled these games in January. So we've got a game this weekend, then we've got another one scheduled for the 20th and 21st in Adelaide.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're playing games and everything.
So what's your schedule now with games, and y'all practice?
Friday, we practiced today. That's why we're filming so early, because I have to go to practice today. We have practice tomorrow night, which is our main full squad practice. Today's optional. Get some guys, take some hacks, guys throw some bullpens if they need to. And then tomorrow's a full squad training. Thursday's off, Friday's game 1.
Can I watch games somehow?
I think it'll be on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be on some sort of KO, Fox Sports South, Fox Sports over here, or YouTube. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be weird time though, right?
It'll be a weird time, but you'll be able to rewatch it, and I'll make sure I get tossed or something for you guys.
Are you excited? We need to come up with like a segment where we can like every week get an update on the Melbourne Aces. Like I get to interview the manager. Oh my gosh. It's just like we're back working together again. It's like I'm doing a pregame scrum with Snit, except you're Snit.
I am Snit. I am going to be Snit. I'm the Snit of the new generation.
Oh, they're going to love you. Okay. Awesome. Wow. That is so exciting, Pete. Holy really cool. Smokes. I really need to get some Melbourne Aces gear. Okay. I'm going to order some.
I got a friend. Don't order it.
I'm going to order some.
Okay. Don't be scared of the prices because it's all in Australian dollars too. Okay. So when you look at it and go, whoa, just go, well, if I carry the one.
Will there be anywhere that sells it? Like, will it ship from Australia or will it ship from over here anywhere?
It'll ship from Australia.
Man, there's nowhere over here that has it. It'll take a long time to get here.
No, it won't. Not today's day. Surely things are firing on all cylinders right now.
For any listeners that are interested and awake at weird times of the day, it looks like the games are streamed on the Melbourne Aces YouTube channel because there's games last January, full streams that I can go back and watch.
Oh, phenomenal. Can't freaking wait. Oh, wow. Pete's a manager, folks.
I'm a manager.
Are you going to be confrontational?
If it needs to be, yeah.
Like,
ask me. Go. Shoot. What do you got?
I mean, what's your demeanor? Are you funny?
I don't change.
Okay. So are you like a friend to a lot of the players then?
I am a respected friend. I have established myself as the former player who has, I was the clown. So yeah, it's guys that I've played with and I could be able to forget about that. But at the same time, they respect me enough to know that this is my new job and I have a job to do. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
Are you going to like yell at umpires?
Yes, I do that anyway. So yes.
Are you friends with the umpires?
Nah, not really.
So they don't like you?
No, they love me.
But... Okay. Are you friends with the other managers?
Yeah.
Will you yell at other managers?
If they say something or do something wrong, yes. I was in a fight with the Adelaide Giants 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh. I wonder, I don't think I would react to that well. I would get scared for you, but I think you'd win. But like, I wouldn't want anybody, I'd get mad if somebody hit you. That's when I was with the Braves, my heart rate would spike when y'all would get in benches clearing. Like when I would see don't mess with my people.
Nothing ever happens. We're not just pushing each other around. We may as well go to a concert and be in a mosh pit at a MLB brawl, except for the one, we had a good one, the Dodgers versus Diamondbacks when Zach Greinke got hit in the head.
Zach Greinke's that's an interesting cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of international free agency,
Yes, we were.
No, but speaking of international baseball, the international free agency period is about to start. So it used to start on July 2nd. Now it begins on January 15th of every season. It is currently January 3rd. You'll be listening to this on January 5th. So an international player will be eligible to sign with a major league team between January 15th and December 15th, 2022.
Okay.
And he must be 16 before he signs. So he can sign with the team for 11 months and just not 1 month.
So what is the purpose of not being able to sign for that month, Maddie? Do you have any idea? Is it to give teams a chance to do their research, or like, I don't really understand it. Did it used to be 12 months long, or is it always 11 months?
So the old free agency period used to last from July 2nd to June 25th every year. So even less time than a month, like a week. Yeah. But it got pushed back due to the pandemic. So for the last year, it was January through December. This year again will be January through December. My best guess, I'm not seeing anything of why there's any gaps, but my best guess is it's basically like a reset period so that you know this guy is eligible in this window. He's not eligible in this window.
You must be a Stanford guy. That was very smart. I know he's a big Villanova guy. Okay, so that's about to start January 15th. So next week, we're going to talk about a bunch of the international free agents that you probably need to know about. But there is one player who we kind of got a little heads up on thanks to the world of social media, because he posted something on Instagram, him like all this Mets gear, and that is Juan Soto's brother, Elian Soto, signing apparently with the Mets. He's 16. He posted, it was like a hype video, and he was just head to toe in Mets gear. So that kind of led everybody to believe that he is going to be signing with the Mets on January 15th. Maddie has written here, he is a left-handed hitting outfielder / third baseman who has displayed excellent power, potential. And something else, when we were talking to Maddie before we started recording, he said that when he was reading, well, I don't know why I'm speaking like you're not like right there, but yes.
No, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Maddie. I'm talking about Maddie like he's not here, but you were explaining how there's very limited video or information on him, really.
That's got to be a play. He mustn't be very good.
I don't know all of the logistics. There's a decent amount of video of him taking BPs, like just not in a game. And I mean, he crushes the ball.
Okay.
He's against 70-mile-an-hour pitches. It's not, crazy. But I have not seen like real game footage or anything like that. The only thing I will say is that on MLB's website, they list the top 50 international free agents, and he is not one of them. So to your point, is that just because we don't know enough about him to put him in the top 50? Or is he not in the top 50 because he's not in the top 50? He's just Juan Soto's brother.
Yeah.
Right. It'll play out, obviously. It'll play out. But yeah, I think it'll just be, it's especially in today's day and age, not to have at least some footage of him in a game. And is it an outfielder? Third baseman. Okay.
I don't know if I'm overthinking this, but like, I feel like if he were really good, the Nats would have signed him, because Juan would have told them like, yo, that he's going to be really good. Like, you should sign my brother. Unless Steve Cohen, because remember, if you guys recall, if we're grabbing a penny, Steve Cohen's grabbing a handful of whatever, but like he operates, he's the alien. That was about 3 weeks ago. So Uncle Stevie could have just come in with the money bags, and just outdone the Nats, but.
Yeah. So like I said, he's not in the top 50. We'll be doing a deeper dive into the guys that are ranked up there on next week's episode.
I don't think Ronald Acuna Jr. was ranked in anything either. So at that age, let's not just go ahead and say that he's not going to make it. Just
complete crapshoot.
Yeah.
Is Acuna playing? I saw him in a baseball uniform in Venezuela. Like, is he able to play baseball right now?
I know he was doing baseball activities before. I think with the lockout, he's over there. Maybe, I don't know how it's worked. Maybe the Braves have sent a trainer over there as well, just to work with him so he can.
Can they?
I don't know.
It looked like more of a social event
Right.
with him and his brother were both in Venezuela.
Looks like he was wearing like shin guards or something.
Well,
unless he just has some thick shins.
Maybe he just does that now. Maybe he just spends his time in catcher's gear so he doesn't get hurt again. When he's not doing baseball activities, he just puts shin guards
Put him
on,
in bubble wrap,
chest protector, and a head mask, and just have him walk around.
Yep.
Braves fans would love that.
Speaking of guys that look thick.
Yeah, no kidding.
Holy smokes, our prospect king. Akil Baddoo's yoked.
Yeah.
We put a picture on our Twitter of him about to like go into one of those like ball throws into the wall.
In fresh J's too, by the way.
Yeah, those are pretty dope. But he is jickety jacked.
Yes. I mean, congratulations, Akil.
I'm very excited to see what he does next season.
He might bust out of his shirt is what he's going to do.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't have sleeves on that one.
There's definitely not going to be a need. I mean, not to brag or anything, but there's definitely not going to be a need to like tighten up the armbands around. He's just going to come standard. He may have to extend the armbands around the biceps a little bit. I never had to do that. There's rumors that some players get this tightened on their jerseys so that it looks a little better against the skin. I never did that, just so that everyone knows.
Who exposed somebody?
I don't know. Dan Ugler, maybe?
Chris Medlin.
No chance. No.
Brian Jordan.
Dan Ugler didn't need any kind of help. He just had a can of Popeye, of spinach, and then he just went away and did 50 homers a year. I just said he went away and did 50 homers a year. That's the most non-baseball sentence I've ever said in my life. Okay. And I apologize.
We're not even a baseball pod.
We're not anymore, are we? We've just turned into...
We're in a Dugout Mugs pod.
Hello.
Because Dugout Mugs is sponsoring the meat and potatoes of this episode. We're about to talk about some of the rookies that we talked about a ton next year and how we think they're going to perform in their 2022 sophomore season. But we couldn't do that without our Dugout Mugs. We love Dugout Mugs. JOMBOY loves Dugout Mugs. They make the best gifts for every baseball fan. I really hope you didn't miss Christmas because they were running some good deals around Christmas time. And we were talking about it a lot because they do make great gifts. So if you don't have one yet, they have the wooden, the metal, the wine glasses, bottle openers, the shot glasses, all made from real baseball bats. The one that I haven't seen yet that I really want to see is the metal Dugout Mugs. Have you seen one, Pete?
You still haven't? I've seen them online. I haven't seen one in person. I haven't held one.
I want to see one. It's the only metal bat on the market. So, and we've told you this before, but they're a legit company. They're a big company. They have over 18,000 5-star reviews. So if you use the code JOMBOY, it'll get you 30% off site-wide at dugoutmugs.com. So again, that's code JOMBOY. Dugoutmugs.com will get you 30% off. To be like us, I was on Team Dugout Mugs in Denver, and we won everything. That's what I have a rose up here. That rose is actually from all of the winning that I did in Denver, and I was Team Dugout Mug.
All the winning you did in Denver.
I actually didn't do much of the winning. I think I did not do well in any of the lawn games.
You were there in spirit though, and everybody, I think, contributed equal amounts on that day, both on and off the field.
The last leg of the relay race.
Yeah, I did pretty good on that one. I had a strategy though. I can't remember what it was, but I had a strategy of like the best technique. Okay, so how we're gonna do this segment. We have a list of like 9 interesting AL rookies from last year and NL rookies from last year. And everybody's aware of the sophomore slump. I feel like I hear it more in the NBA than I do MLB. But we want to figure out who's going to do the opposite and have a splendid sophomore season. Peter, did you ever suck?
Yes, multiple times. Yes, 2013, awful.
What was your rookie season?
Pretty outstanding, actually. My actual official rookie season was great. My
Sophomore?
My sophomore season
Was good?
My official rookie season was 2007. My sophomore season, I blew out. But if you take my rookie season as 2006, then my sophomore season was legit. But yes, I have sucked multiple times.
Okay. Let's start out in the NL.
Okay.
This was my favorite guy. He's my favorite player in baseball now. And his name is Jonathan India with the Cincinnati Reds. So if you remember, played 150 games last year. He hit 269, 21 home runs, 69 RBI, 12 stolen bases, 835 OPS, 3.9 WAR. He won Rookie of the Year. So Pete, he's projected next season to play and same amount of games, hit 257, 23 home runs, 69 RBI, 12 stolen bases.
They haven't really gone out on a limb here, have they? They've just basically copied and pasted.
Well, they just put his average down a little bit.
Yeah. I think he's just going to, I see no reason why he won't continue to get better and better. So I think these are low. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go I'm going to say
we're going to take the over on Jonathan India's predictions.
Can we do this, by the way? Can we actually take?
I am taking the over as well on Jonathan India.
Excellent.
I like this game.
Yeah, this is the game we've created. Okay, so Maddie?
We're taking
the over.
I need an over sound effect. Ding, ding, ding.
Over.
That's not it.
Under. Just clip those.
Okay. Trevor Rogers.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Second in the NL, dealt with a lot this year. A lot. Mm-hmm. Still ended up with 25 games, 2.64 ERA, 133 innings, 157 punches. He was on a pace for a while there where he was going 5 innings every single week and giving up 1 or 2 runs, and it was incredible to watch.
And 8 Ks.
And 8 Ks, exactly. They're predicting him to go 28 games with a 3.43 ERA, only 154 innings, and 170 punch-outs in those innings, and a 10-9 win-loss record with a 3 WAR. So he's going to lose 1.2, and I'm going over again.
I find this interesting, though, because he missed a good amount of time in the 2021 season.
Yeah.
And they're only projecting him to have 3 more starts. So it's almost like they're projecting him to have like a month and a half long injury.
That's what it would translate to. Most guys get 32, 33 starts a year.
Yeah.
So it'd be 5 starts, it'd be 5 weeks, and it'd be 3 weeks that he doesn't, or 3.5 weeks where he's not pitching. But why would they assume that I don't know. This is how predictions work. But again, I'm taking the over.
So when you're saying you're taking the over, are you thinking he's going to have a lower ERA than 3.43?
He's going to have a better overall season than what they are projecting right now. His WAR will be higher than 3. He's going to get more wins than 10. He's going to get more punch outs than 176. He's going to throw more innings than 154. The ERA is going to be lower. So I just think overall the year's going to be better than what they are predicting.
Okay, over.
For a guy with a 3.43 ERA, he was under 2 for like a long time this past season.
Yeah. And there's parts where there's going to be guys freaking him out. He's freaking other guys out. There's that's real. Like that is real. But at the same time, that you can change game plans on a dime. So he's good enough to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I think he's definitely going to have more strikeouts than that, just because if you remember at the start of the season, literally every single start, he had at least 8 strikeouts. It was insane. So, okay. Next guy, Dylan Carlson with the Cardinals. So in 2021, 149 games, if you remember in our JOMBOY, Jonathan India led all rookies in games played with 150, and second to him was Dylan Carlson with 149. He hit 266 with 18 home runs, 65 RBI, 2 stolen bases, a 2.8 WAR.
Great defense.
Yes, great defense. He came in 3rd in the NL Rookie of the Year voting. In 2022, they're projecting him to play in roughly the same amount of games, hit 251 with 20 home runs, 74 RBI, 5 stolen bases, and a 2.3 WAR. I kind of like what they're projecting for him, but I like him to have a higher WAR than that.
Okay.
And maybe sit closer to like 260.
Okay. I think that for him, he was just so consistent. Like it felt like
he plugged right in for them.
Right, exactly. There was not like, oh, what are we going to get with Dylan Carlson? You knew what you were going to get. I think he makes strides as well. And I don't want this to be a pod where we just say everyone's going to do better than they did last year, because it'll change. But I think as a guy that in his rookie season was able to be so consistent, that's going to be able to translate this year as well.
Like, I think they did a pretty good job with their projections for him.
I agree.
So now we need
Can we have an even?
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of inconsistencies.
Can we do it again?
Yeah, one more time. We're going to have to get a computer generated one, but that's fine. I like that too. This was not Mr. Consistent. This was Mr. Patrick Wisdom. Okay. And he had some dribs and drabs.
Dribs and drabs.
He would have some runs where obviously everybody was talking about him, but you can't deny the 28 homers in 106 games. So they are projecting that he's going to play 134 games, hit 212, still hit his homers, 29 home runs, 79 RBIs.
Yeah, but they think he's going to play in 30 more games next year. So they kind of think his power is going to go down a little.
And he's going to generate less WAR than what he did in 106 games this year. So I kind of agree with him, honestly. I hope it's not, I hope he can continue to get, but I guess I didn't see enough of him on a consistent basis because they were the Cubs, and it was just.
I mean, the thing that we talked about the most with him was that he did not hit for average, but every single time he got a hit, it was like an RBI double or a home run. Like every single hit was an impact hit, but he was always hitting like 215, because it's part of the reason why we didn't really talk about him much in the NL Rookie of the Year race throughout the year, because his average was so low. But then as it went on, he just kept getting these big hits and forced his way into the conversation, and he ended up coming in 4th place. But he's just, obviously that's the one part, that's a big part of his offensive game that he wants to work on. So you'd imagine that he pretty much had a full year at the big league level this season. He can go into the off season, maybe trying to make some adjustments or finding out something that would allow him to hit for a little bit better of an average, at least closer to 240, 250, and keep that power.
That's everybody's plan though.
Yeah.
Go work on the things that you weren't able to do this year and then come back and be able to do both. But sometimes working on that thing takes away from the power as well. So he may come back and hit 280 and only hit.
What would you prefer? 220, 30 or 280, 20?
220, 30, I think. I don't know. It would all depend on what's around him. If I've got power.
Well, then you just selected Patrick Wisdom.
Number 1 in my draft. Thank you.
Okay. The only reason I am taking the over on this is because 212 is pretty low.
Yeah,
that's
agree.
Terrible.
I
So
agree.
I feel like and hope that he will be able to hit above 212. And I think that the home runs are about there, and the RBI might be a little higher. So I'm taking the over.
Me too. I just think the predictions are so low that they have to.
Yeah. Next NL coming over to his to his sophomore season is Ion Anderson.
Well, it's kind of like what's the next one above sophomore?
Junior?
He's like a redshirt sophomore.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Redshirt sophomore. So Ion Anderson in 2021 for the Braves, 24 games, 3.58 ERA, 128 and a third innings pitched, 124 Ks, 53 walks, 9-5 record, 1.9 WAR. You look at his projections, Peter, and I feel like I'm taking the over on him. I don't think his ERA will be above 4.
Me too.
I think it'll sit. I think he'll live in that 3.3 to 3.7 range.
Me too.
And I think his strikeouts, what do you think he'll have more strikeouts than 174?
No, I like that number, but I just think an overall.
You're taking the over.
He's going to want to make more improvements than what they're allowing for him to make. I think he's going to really step up this year, honestly.
Okay. Max Fried, your ace, or Soroka? Well, Max Fried would get opening day.
Depends on who they sign in the offseason too.
Juicy. Okay, your turn.
Tyler Stevenson, our guy.
We love Tyler. Hot wife. It's really pretty.
132 games this year, 286, great numbers, 10 homers, 45 RBIs. I'm sure he'd want to get the stolen base numbers up above 0. I haven't spoken to him about it personally, but I'm sure he's looking to get that 1 stolen base next year. And they predicted him to get 1 stolen base next year. So good for you, Tyler. 104 with 104 games he's going to play. Why is it less? Because they're going to bring someone else in to play over him. Is that what they're saying?
I bet you that person will not have bigger hands than Tyler Stevenson.
That's for sure. This is what no, that's the opposite. This is actually just a 500 ml bottle. This is how small my hands are, but it's not. I won't take it. 2022, 104 games, 264 average, 13 home runs, 51 RBIs, 1 stolen base is what they predict, and a 2.1 more. They've effectively just copied and pasted what he was going to do from last year and put it into this year. Why are they predicting less games?
I also have a problem with the games amount because Tucker Barnhart went to Detroit, I think.
Right.
And the only catchers on their 40-man roster is Tyler Stevenson and Mark Kolozsvary, who's only ever played in the minors. So to me, it seems like he's going to be their catcher unless they bring somebody in.
Well, are they predicting that they're going to sign a catcher to start in front of Tyler Stevenson?
But here's the thing as well. We assume that the NL gets a DH, then 100%. He would be getting more games anyway. So
yeah. I'm taking the over.
Man, he hit 286 last year as a catcher. You think he'll be able to consistently hit in that lane? Love that for Tyler Stevenson.
As you said, he'll DH 30 games next year.
He was so great. Okay, let's take the over on Tyler Stevenson.
The thing is, I think he did pinch hit a decent amount. So the 132 games might not be full games. Hence why the 104 is much lower. But still, 104, too low, I think.
As a catcher, he's going to probably catch 100. If he's a number 1 catcher, he'll probably catch 120 games a year. If he DHs in 15, like Joe Mauer used to, if he DHs in 15, then he's already like, I just don't understand it. Frank Schwingdell came out of nowhere, honestly, hit 342 in 56 games with 13 home runs and 40 RBIs with a 1.002 OPS and a 2.2 WAR in 56 games. They're predicting him to have a pretty big year as far as,
that'd be a big year. That'd be a
131 games, 270 with 27 homers and 75 RBIs after only playing 56 games in his rookie year. That's a big, and I don't want to call anybody I just think their predictions are a little high, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm going to have to go the under on this one, Frank. I'm sorry.
The interesting thing is that 56 games you respect that sample size. It's obviously not a full season, but you look at that and you're like, that's a pretty good amount of games.
No, exactly.
To hold a 342 average.
Yeah. Anybody that we take the under on, we're obviously not rooting for that.
I kind of like their projections. I'm going to go with the meh.
Wow.
I think he's going to have a big year.
Okay.
If the fact that he hit 342 across 56 games, I feel like 270 is obviously, a lot lower than 342. So that's them thinking that his hitting is going to go down to a more realistic.
But they gave him the same amount of homers. So,
he hit 13 bombs with 40 RBI in 56 games. 56 games.
So you think he's going to be able to keep that pace up and hit 27 homers next year in a full season?
I want to see his numbers in the minor leagues.
Nope.
Before anybody comments that the numbers are off, these are just his Cubs numbers. I think he played 8 games in Oakland before.
Oh, Oakland? Was he with the Royals too?
I think we did talk about that then, and he was at some point, but I think he played in the MLB with Oakland at the beginning of 2021, very briefly, but things seemed to click once he got over to the Cubs.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Things seemed to click for us when Jazz Chisholm made his MLB debut. Jazz Chisholm of the Marlins. It's time for a king. Jazz Chisholm Jr. Last season, 124 games, 248 average, 18 home runs, 53 RBI, 23 stolen bases, 1.6 WAR. Next season, they're projecting him around the same amount of games, same average, 241, a little bit more home runs with 22 home runs, 63 RBI, 22 stolen bases, 1.9 WAR. I like that prediction for him. I want him to hit higher than 250. I want him to be above that, but I do kind of like these projections. But I'll take the over.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think we saw the potential of Jazz this year, but there was some inconsistencies.
Yeah.
I think with another year under his belt, if the confidence stays up and he can get off to a good start in April, I think he's going to be an excitement machine.
Well, the confidence will stay up. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Our guy is confident.
Correct.
I'm taking the over on him just biasly because I do want him to hit above 240. I don't know. I think 22 stolen bases is a good guess for his stolen bases too. He received no votes for NL Rookie of the Year.
Taking the over as well. Yeah, that's
sad. Okay, so the AL Sophomores is brought to you by DraftKings, our friends at DraftKings, and we have hit the final week of football season, college football, heading into the national championship game, and DraftKings Sportsbook has an unbelievable offer to get all fans in on the action for this exciting time on the football calendar. New customers can bet just $5 on any football team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets. So, okay, $5, you pay $5. That's what you bet on any football team to win their game. So you could bet on the obvious favorite, and then you get $200 in free bets. That's pretty nice. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still find your way to the winner's circle, and everyone can play for huge cash prizes with the DraftKings Daily Fantasy Football Contest, and it is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. So you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code JOMBOY. You bet just $5 on any football team, college or pro, and you'll win $200 in free bets if they are victorious. So that's promo code JOMBOY this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, NJ, Indiana, or Pennsylvania. Why did I say NJ? Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
well done,
So you bet
Chris.
$5 and you get, that's cool. Bet $5, get $200 in free bets. That's easy.
A lot of the JOMBOY Media employees have taken DraftKings up on these types of offers, and it's a lot of fun to see what you can turn your $200 of free bets into.
Yeah, I mean, like the Packers are playing the Lions this week. Okay, so let's get into the AL sophomores, starting out with Randy Arozarena, who won AL Rookie of the Year, you guys. Of course, in 2021, 141 games. He hit 274 with 20 home runs, 69 RBI, and 20 stolen bases with 3.3 WAR. Next season, they're projecting him to play in 147 games, hit 257 with 25 home runs, 80 RBI, 19 stolen bases, and a 2.8 WAR. Meh.
Love it.
I will say, I think he gets at least 20 stolen bases. To give him 19 as the projection,
That's harsh.
harsh.
He was really passionate about getting to the 2020 club this year. So I feel like he will want to do that. I'm sorry if y'all can hear the lawnmower.
It was like game 162 against the Yankees. Right when he got on base, stole second, pumped second base.
Yeah.
So
He talked about it a lot, that he wanted to get to the 2020 club. All right, Pete.
Luis Garcia, 2021, second in the Rookie of the Year, obviously. 2021 numbers: 28 games, 3.48 ERA, 155 innings, 167 Ks, 50 walks, and a 3.1 WAR. Great year for him. Well done. They're projecting him to go up a lot, almost a run per inning, 4.29 ERA, and only a bump in 10 innings. So I'm going to go although if he can be the guy that he was for a few innings in the playoffs, that 96 miles an hour with the most disgusting breaking balls you've seen, then I'm still going to go. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under. It's not very.
Ooh, I'm going to go over on him just because I feel like 429 is pretty high. He had a full year, pitched in 28 games.
I'm going to go. What did I say?
You said under.
Right? Yeah, I'm going under.
Maddie?
I think 429 is pretty high, so I will take the over on him being better than 429. But like the drop in WAR, I don't think he'll be at the same level that he was his rookie year. So I think he'll do worse than rookie of the year, his rookie season, better than what the projection is somewhere.
Oof, I like that.
Okay.
Done, Maddie.
All righty, next up, we have a guy we all know. That is Wander Franco with the Rays. He came in third in AL Rookie of the Year voting last year. He played in 70 games. He had that crazy historic on base streak. He had 288, 7 home runs, 39 RBI, 2 stolen bases, 2.5 WAR. Next season, they're projecting him to play on 149, so a full season. They'd like him hitting 289 with 19 home runs, 84 RBI, 10 stolen bases, and a 5.1 WAR. I like the average. For some reason, I feel like he's going to hit at least 20 home runs. So I'm meh, but like
that's a high WAR for a second-year player.
Meh.
I'm going to go under. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go under.
Okay.
I think he's going to be one of the best players that we're going to see, but I also think that there's going to be a lot of eyes on him and a lot of pressure on him coming out that new contract.
Massive contract.
Correct. The biggest in Rays history. Not that there's going to be a lot of eyes in person watching him, but there's going to be a lot of eyes on him.
This next one is interesting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who's is it? Me or you? Me. Adolis Garcia.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. 2021 rookie year, 243, 149 games, 243, 31 homers, 90 RBIs, 16 stolen bases, and a 2.9 WAR. They are predicting, I guess based on his second half performance, that he's going to play 146 games, hit 227, 26 home runs, 83 stolen bases, and only a 1 WAR. He's going to have a under 700 OPS, they're predicting.
Phenomenal fielder.
This is a really hard one.
Ah!
How does those numbers only generate 1 WAR?
Yeah. I think the WAR will be higher, but I don't know. That's a pretty, I want the average to be higher, but I feel like that's a pretty, I'm taking them. With a higher WAR, will I go 2.1 WAR?
I'm definitely taking, who's going to have a better year? You don't think he's going to work this offseason, Matty? I don't think he's going to get a job with the Rangers if they keep signing all these players. That's the other thing.
So April through June, he was a Hall of Fame level player, right? We can all agree to that. After June, so July, 3 home runs, hit 216. August, 6 home runs, which is better, 227. September, 2 home runs, 216. And then the brief 3 games in October, 0 homers, 182. So take that like half of a season. He's hitting under 10 home runs, or maybe right at 10 home runs, and he never hit better than 220s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was his whole second half. I mean, he had a really good first half and not a good second half. Besides his defense got better and better as the season went on. Wow, we got 3 different votes on him. That's interesting. All righty. Next up, we have Emmanuel Clase with the Indians. 2021. This guy was really good. If you really even like you knew about him if you were listening and just talking baseball and not Farm to Fame. He was discussed everywhere. 71 appearances in 2021, a 129 ERA. He pitched 69 and 2/3 innings and 74 strikeouts, 24 saves, and a 2.2 WAR. In 2022, Pete, they're expecting roughly the same amount of appearances. They're thinking his ERA is going to go up a lot to 291 from 129. About the same amount of innings, same amount of strikeouts, up a little bit with 80. 31 saves, 1.1 WAR, over.
Not even close. Ryan Mountcastle, 2021, 144 games. This was the most discussed guy, I think, between us, and as to why we couldn't understand the whole numbers. But
yeah,
144 games, 255 average, 33 home runs, 89 RBIs, and a 1.4 WAR. They're projecting 260 with 32 homers. No, they just copied and pasted.
Yeah, literally, they just copy and pasted and put his average up 5 points.
I don't know. They can have it.
Meh.
Any wonder they just copied and paste, because I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to Alek Manoah with the Blue Jays. Was it my turn? Yes. With the Blue Jays, Alek Manoah last year pitched in some big games for the Blue Jays and performed in those big games. Did some performances. He pitched in 20 games, 3.22 ERA, 111 and 2/3 innings pitched, 127 Ks, 9-2 with a 2 WAR. He came in 8th in AL Rookie of the Year voting. I kind of expected him to come in higher than that. Next season, they're projecting 26 games, a 4.06 ERA, 147 innings, 162 Ks, 10 wins, 2.7 WAR. I'm taking the over. I think 4.6 is a little high.
You've seen this stuff. He's going to be nasty. He's really good.
This next one's good.
Oof. The last guy on our list. He made, these predictions are way off. We said, what, 100 homers this year? Akil Baddoo, last year hit 124 games, hit 259 with 13 homers and 55 RBIs. He was an excitement machine, 18 stolen bases, 766 OPS, and a 1.9 WAR. They are predicting that in 143 games, he's going to hit 240 with 17 homers. We're definitely going to go up on that, because we've seen these things just a little bit before. Look at the photo.
Yeah.
63 RBIs, 20 stolen bases. I like the other numbers. I think the WAR's going to go up, and I think the home runs will go up. But apart from that, I think it's an overall over for me, for him.
I'm taking the over.
That was fun. I like that.
All righty, it is time for Aussie Lingo from our Aussie Peter.
Okay, today's one is very, I'm going to give you a clue, okay?
Okay.
We've spent a lot of time, Christmas, New Year, it's a great time. So the word for today is relo.
Relax.
Good one.
Thank you.
Maddie.
Have we ever doubled up on a guess? After Kelsey said relaxed, my brain can't think of anything but relaxed.
I like it. Look, that makes a lot of sense.
Vacation?
Similar. No, it means if you are related to somebody and they're coming over. Like, I've got the relos coming over.
Oh, it's just like, do they say relatives?
No, they can. We do use that word. It's a part of our language, but we shorten everything. So relos. I've got the relos coming, mate.
I'm doing that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So
it can, and not just like in-laws, it can be the whole, like, you can add relo to people that aren't actually relos too. Like, relos are coming. But he's not related to you, but he is kind of.
Yeah. He's your cousin, your uncle.
Now we're getting into weird conversation.
Yeah. All righty. I think Peter had to go like 30 minutes ago. So we're going to wrap this thing up. Peter has practice. Oh my goodness. He starts his games this week. Everybody send your vibes, your prayers, your thoughts to Peter Moylan. The season is starting. Our manager. We are all Melbourne Aces fans. Thank you guys so much for listening this week. We'll be back next week to discuss the international free agents with you.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, Maddie.
Great job, Maddie.
Peter.
Great job, Kelsey.
Go Aces.
Go Aces.
Farm on, farm often. We'll see you next Wednesday.